The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verses 14 through 16. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Verse 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings and much salutations to the Lord's hopefully elect who continue to push this gospel to wherever they have been scattered in these latter days. To you, how can I say shalom, shalom. Massive layoffs are piling up. Massive layoffs are piling up. And let me just say this. During the 2020 and 2021 planned event, you know what I'm referring to, all right? Layoffs happened all around America, which is spiritual Egypt, as I'm reading here in Isaiah the 19th chapter. Okay? At that time, Donald Trump was the king of America, aka Babylon. He issued out stimulus packages, those PPP loans, the increased wages on unemployment benefits. So whatever the rate was or wage was for your state/city at that time, he added on a few more $100. So I know down here, in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge, okay, the regular unemployment or weekly benefit package would be like $270 something, if I'm not mistaken. Man added on, I think it was like $500 something to that 200 something, and it resulted to $800, all right, per week. The reason I'm saying that is that will not happen this time. All right? That will not happen in this go around. As these mass layoffs, so like it begin to pile up and pile up. All right? People are going to be in dire straits, torments. Specifically you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? You're going to be in dire straits. All right? You're still under the curses. All right? I don't give a damn how much this man tries to pump money into the economy. He's ultimately destroying it, is what he's really doing. All right? To reset it and set up a new digital currency. Okay? You people need to be hearkening to the Lord. All right? For your daily bread and water. That's your supply source right there. The Lord. His name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. That's your source, the power source right there. All right? The Bible says, woe to you that go down to Egypt for help, looking for reparations. The word reparations just means to repair. You need to be repaired by this word, by this truth. Because we're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. If you think you don't have a job now, just wait until shit continues to hit the fan as it's doing right now. It only gets worse from here. The 2 Nephi 16, in verse 21, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap up on earth. I mean, all your products, goods, and services, all right? Even though inflation has been hidden since the planned event, you've been still able to somewhat sustain yourself, even going into your savings accounts. having to ask mom and dad for money to help you out with. Even going getting loans from the credit union, all right, or these damn banks, or these local payday services, man. Where if you get your check weekly, you can go get a loan for that week, and when you get your check the following week, you have to pay that back. And then you're still able to go in the stores and buy your products, all right? You're barely making it by. Your head is just this much above hell, right here. Not down here, it's up to here, it's up to the eyebrow. You're barely making it right now. But soon, you're going under. The Titanic is sinking. That's another video I can do, going into the global economic crash that's coming. As I seen Peter Schiff just do a interview on it, about how the gold and silver is at its highest, and while it's at this highest, the same thing happened in 1929 during the Great Depression. Here it is, but this time it's gonna be like a walk in the park. It's gonna make 1929 look like a walk in the park. It says, behold, victuals, look that word up, shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All these, what I just read, these different plagues that the Lord is going to send on the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, is leading to the MOTB. Mass layoff is leading to the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Fair use, fair use. I'm only saying what's going on in the news, all right, and linking it to Bible prophecy. This is from WAFBnews.com. It's a local news station, all right, down here in Baton Rouge. You got WAFB, you got WBRZ, all right. It says, here are some of the biggest recent job cuts as layoffs are piling up. Fair use, fair use. I'm only saying what's going on in the news and linking it to Bible prophecy. All right, we're in that time. All right, just to show you that. 2 Timothy 16 in verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Let me say this too. When I read that great confusion, when people are in a confused state of mind, they don't know which way to go, which way to turn. So you're going to have two famines. You're going to have a physical famine of bread and water, and you're going to have the actual famine of hearing this word of brothers like myself, beginning with the apostles of Great Millstone specifically, doing videos. They're going to cut that out too. All right? So as I'm going to read, or after I just read, you have job cuts. Esau, the so-called white man, is going to cut this internet. It's something that the federal government has called the kill switch. Outages on the internet. You've been seeing it via Facebook going down for a matter of 30 minutes to an hour. Instagram. Now they've reached deals with TikTok, with China. Now America is allegedly having their own TikTok platform, which is tied in to the state of Israel. What a joke that is. Cuts are going to be happening all across the board. You're going to be in a confused state of mind. And when you're in a confused state of mind, you don't know which way to go, which way to turn, who to run to, because you don't know your power source. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, you don't know him. So who you going to run to? You're going to run down to Egypt for help, the so-called white man, Donald Trump, the federal government, your state and local city officials, the mayor, the governor. And they're gonna issue out a MOTB. Me and the brother from Birmingham did a video on the word perplexity that's found in Luke the 21st chapter, which goes into a lack of resources. having the need and wanting of something but not able to have access to it. Back in the article, all right, it says from the New York Associated Press, as layoffs pile up, workers are feeling increasingly anxious about the job market. That's a state of confusion. All right? Like I said earlier, being in dire straits of that white puffy cloud over your head, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Now let me say this. I was downtown yesterday, Baton Rouge, watching the LSU girls game, and I think LSU girls basketball game at the casino. And who there was playing? It was the Milwaukee Bucks and the Washington Wizards played yesterday. And the guy that works, he's pretty much like a safety technician for the company Dow, D-O-W. All right, and you see that all in the stock market, Dow, the D-O-W. All right, me and him are, pretty much got a relationship. I'm at a certain plant, he's at this plant, two different refineries. And I talked to him, and he said, yeah, Dow is putting off all the turnaround work. The turnarounds go from working 7 days, 12 hours for 4 to 5 months, give or take a few, it fluctuates. But he said they've cut out a lot of work due to the impending war. But the United States and Iran, that's brewing, all right? People are in fear, all right, of just of that alone with the other ones that's been going on, with Russia and Ukraine, and the ones that's brewing, China, Taiwan, so on and so forth. They've had to cut out a lot of work because they don't know, they like, what the hell is going on? And he said they're going to have to cut at least at the minimum $40,000 out of the budget. That means it's going to be mass layoffs all across the board. Not just the actual contract workers, but people that work for the company Dow at the refinery itself. Isaiah 19 in verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, which is who? Going from the top guy, all right, who's running it, the supervisor, all right, the superintendent, all right, the general foreman, the regular foremans, all the way down to the actual guys who actually putting hands on in the field, is gonna get cut. That's what it's leading to. See, this is happening in real time, but they're not putting it, all right, in the mainstream media as they're supposed to, because they want you people. It's controlled by Amalek, all right, the elite bankers, okay, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. They're not putting it out there like that because they want you to be, all right, distracted, going on with your day as day, and then bam, you walk up to the access gate, and you're being met with a pink slip that says reduction in force. Means what? You're laid off. Okay? Salaki real quick. All right, doing my greens. All right, doing my greens. Doing my greens. All right, this is what's going on. The head nor tail is going to do. The man in charge to the lowest paid employee on the job. You're out of there. All right? Amazon. That's another thing too. Don't quote me on this. Let me get the article. All right? Because it may be, I've heard it was bullshit and they end up hiring people back, but it says Amazon cuts 16,000 jobs in the latest round of layoffs. And I talked to one of my former high school graduates that I graduated with yesterday, because I'm trying to get, one of the brothers a job, a better job. He has a job. I'm trying to get him a better job working for Amazon because they have a higher pay rate. He said they're finna do a round table of cuts from people who from last year were missing days or late for work. They're gonna do a check and look at that time and see who was missing, who was late, who leaves early. And if it results to, to a span of where this can't happen in 2026, they're gonna lay your ass off. You will be receiving that notice via email, text message, or when you come in, you're gonna get your papers. Okay, that's what he told me yesterday. All right, Amazon cut 16,000 jobs in the latest round of layoffs. Whether that's neither here nor there, all right, it's happening because the whole invention of AI is being set up. All right, where they will not need you work. See, shit like this is going to result to them putting in these robots to do the job, because you don't have to worry about a damn robot missing time or being late or being lazy on the job. They're gonna get active. All right, they're gonna get active. All right, so that was that on that. All right, it's Ecclesiastes chapter 12. All right, I'm gonna get straight to the point. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the stock market, as I mentioned earlier with the Dow, it goes up, it comes down. The NASDAQ goes up, comes down. The SP 500 goes up, comes down. All right. Oh, and I think as of today, I think it's today or Monday, Donald Trump will announce a new chairman of the Federal Reserve. So Jerome Powell, who's been, in there for a while, he's going to be ousted out, and they're going to put in a new chairman, okay, at the Federal Reserve. All right, you can go look that up. All right. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. You hear niggas in the rap game always talking about grinding and grinding and grinding. Where do they get that from? Right out of the scriptures, man. Predominantly Jake, man. It's all about Jacob. Jacob is the former of all things. All right, beginning with the Lord himself, Yahweh Shai. All right. Hebrews 7 and 14. The tribe of Judah. Yahweh Shai is the former of all things. It's all about him. He created these type of terminologies that niggas use today, and they don't even know it. The grinder is what someone that's out there getting it in the field, the oil field. All right, picking up trash, right on the back of garbage dumpsters. Who you see doing that? Jake. You see a so-called Negro. You see the so-called Mexicans all over Babylon the Great working, because the word Issachar, all right, means what? He is hired. You go to your local warehouse, hardware stores. Who do you see out there looking for work? Issachar. So it goes from Judah all the way down to Issachar. See how things are in order? All right. Back into that article. All right. It says, in the United States, economists have said that businesses are largely at a no fire standstill. So it's stuck right there in the middle. Gotta lay off a few. All right. Have to fire a few. We have to bring some back that we already laid off or we already fired, and then lay them off or fire them again. It's just going back and forth. And people not finna put up with none of this shit, man. They got bills that'll continue rolling around. They got kids to feed. This is the time of Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation, perilous times, as it says in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. And it's gonna cause people to rouse up and start acting a damn fool and getting the guns, and people are gonna get shot and killed more so on these jobs. Teachers in schools are gonna start reacting I be looking all on Twitter. They be fighting. I'm talking about all over. It be kids just fighting like wild ass animals in class against the teachers, let alone against the actual classmate. You got so-called white people, the biblical Edomites, going to schools, shooting them up, killing them. It says, leading many to limit new work. Ooh. Limit new work. All right. Ecclesiastes 12, in the middle of verse 3, it states that, and the grinders cease because they are few. All right. People are going to get laid off. All right. You look on the job, you don't see too many on there. All right. Or you look in the parking lot, you don't see too many cars there. All right. Because nobody got a damn job. Oh, yeah. And I looked on, it was on TikTok or YouTube or one of those social media platforms. Well, a guy was going in on it. He was talking about how the unemployment at the last quarter of 2025 was at 4.9%. He says he's expecting it by the end, the same time, or next year of December 2026, it'll be at 9%. We're already in January, and these articles like this are coming out. They have been coming out. 9%, from 4.9 to actual 9%. All right. It said, and they're gonna come out with that's a video I'm gonna do too about the universal basic income. I'm gonna do a video on that. That might be my next video. All right, we'll see where spirit leads me. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. That's the future of America. And the future of America, as I'm reading, is dark. Okay? Now you look out, like I look out this mirror in this home, all right? And you can see down the street, all right? And you don't see no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just dark, like on the movie Matrix, when Neo got in that car with Trinity, you know. I think Morpheus was in there too. And they opened that door, and Neo looked down that road, and it was dark, and Trinity told him, you've been down that road before, you don't want to go back down there. That's how America is. All right? So it says hiring, Salaki. It says leading to many to limit new work, if not pause openings. I mean, you've been calling weekly to try to get a job, and we told you we was going to hire you. Now we got a freeze on the hiring. That's what it's really called, a hiring freeze, meaning it's on a pause. All right, we're not doing any hiring, not doing any layoff right now, just at a standstill. That's what it's talking about right here. It says, leading many to new work, if not, so if you got a job, basically, you know, I seen a brother elder out there in Mississippi, because I think it was like last year, the year before last. He spoke on how if you got a job, speaking for men that's in Great Millstone, you got a job, don't quit. As much as you hate it, you want to go seek another job, just keep your job until something else for certainly comes up, and don't quit it just yet until the MOTB comes in manifestation. Remember during the planned event in 2020 and 2021, you either had to take that damn juice, that jab juice, all right, in order to keep your job. That was a test run, and now the real thing is finna hit this time around, all right? The real thing, the MOTB, all right? It says hiring, Salaki, if not pause openings entirely amid economic uncertainty. People don't know where the economy is going right now. War popping off. Nuclear war about to pop off. It's coming down the pipe. Civil war is brewing in the earth. And at the same time, layoffs are piling up. See, the Lord is hitting this place from all over, as he said he would do. That's in 2 Timothy 16 and 15 chapter also. It says hiring has stagnated overall, with the country adding a meager 50,000 jobs last month, down from a revised figure of 56,000 in November. It was 56,000 jobs that they added in 2025 of November. Now it's down roughly 6,000 to 50,000 in January of 2026. This is the decline of America. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low. It's declining. 56,000 to 50,000 in a matter of roughly what, 2 months, give or take a few. February is rolling in, March, April, all the way down to, leading into the summer. So, it's going to get worse. It's going to just drop. The sound of grinding is going to get lower and lower and lower. No work in Egypt. All right? Going to result to mass death on the street, murders, robbing. Okay? Yeah, man. This is 2nd Edit 15 and 16 coming into play. It's coming in hot. It's coming in hot, bro. What a beautiful time to be alive and in this truth. More so. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. No businesses doing, no hiring. Matter of fact, they're going to go out of businesses. The small businesses went out during the planned event in 2020 and 2021 and never reopened. That's it. When the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, because ain't nobody making the music is trash in the industry right now. Ain't nobody making any hot music. You got niggas like NBA Youngboy, 21 Savage, all these guys, even the women, Sexy Red and Gorilla. They be somewhat making somewhat of a money purse, a money bag, whatever. But ultimately, the music is at a low. The sales are at a low. You may have a guy go platinum. That'll be here, and then, the next album is at 500,000, which is a gold record. This is it. This is it. This is it for America. This is it for you, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You're done. You're done. Is that it on that? All right. And as I said, you can go get this article on your own. All right. It says here are some of the biggest recent job cuts as layoffs are piling up. All right. At the mall, the store Macy's about to close all nationwide stores worldwide. It's like it nationwide. Macy's, from your local mall. We got the Mall of Louisiana down here. The store Macy's that I like to go into. Buy. Jake buy jewelry, buy, suits and ties and shit. Polo, pajamas or underwear, so on and so forth. Cologne, whatever. They're about to close all locations nationwide. UPS doing mass layoffs. All right. They've been talking about getting robots on the job to do the job. All right. That's it, man. All right. Like I said, I'm going to read some more of the article because it's juicy. But I want to give all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect who continue to push this gospel wherever ye have been scattered in these latter times. To you, Akim, I say, Shalom, Abba Ball, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.